guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. If I sound a little off today, it's because I'm still getting over a cold, so I apologize. But today I wanted to talk about something that, has been sprinkled throughout my videos. I've mentioned it, but I've never made a video solely on this topic. And that is 5 unpopular watches from popular watch brands that I think deserve a little bit more love. Now, this should be a good thing for consumers out there, because what happens when you pick an unpopular line? Well, usually you can get it at a significant discount, particularly compared to the other lines made by that same brand. So today I picked 5 unpopular watch lines by popular brands that I think have the same quality. They embody everything that brand stands for. However, you can pick up at a significant discount. Not to mention, I just like a lot of these designs as well. What am I wearing today? Well, today I'm wearing a Panerai Luminor PAM 380, hint, later in the video, that actually I just broke the mainspring a couple of hours ago. So I'm pretty pissed off. But thank God I know someone like Hansi who, even though he got me sick, he's going to make it up to me. Right, Hansi? Yeah, Hans is definitely going to be fixing this one for me. And we're going to have to see if he can give me a friends and family discount for the cold he gave me. Anyway, guys, let's get right into it. 5 unpopular watch lines or unpopular watches by popular watch brands, and these are in no particular order. The first one is one that is actually probably the most unpopular compared to the other ones on this list and relative to the brand. But I think it's the most impressive, and that is the Tudor Advisor. Now this is a Tudor alarm watch, so not only is it the most complicated Tudor out there, the most high horology, shall we say, Tudor out there, but also one of the ones that sells the least. I mean, it's in the same Tudor kind of oyster case, it's got an alarm function, and it can be picked up for a fraction of the price of a JLC. Not to mention you get that alarm complication in a sports watch case, which is not very common. So the Tudor Heritage Advisor, and also the Vintage Advisors, which are a little small by today's standards at 34 millimeters, are also overlooked. I think these give great value in the pre-owned market, in the new market, and in the vintage market. Go check them out. And now is one that should not surprise you guys at all, especially if you watch my last Q&A video. And we're going to talk about the Jules Audemars line in Audemars Piguet. Even though I could have really picked anything from Audemars and Piguet that wasn't the Royal Oak, because no one seems to give a shit about AP unless it's a Royal Oak, which is a little bit of a shame. But the Jules Audemars are their round dress watches. They come in anything from ultra thin to time only to chronographs to dual times perpetual calendars. These are a great alternative for your Patek Calatravas, your Piaget Altiplanos, your Vacheron Patrimonies, and things like that. But I bet a lot of you guys didn't know AP had a dress watch line. This is even less popular than the Millenary, and that's pretty hard to do. Complete in-house movements. These are priced pretty much the same as a Patek New, but if you can't walk into an AD and get 35 off a Jules Audemars, you're doing something wrong. The quality's definitely there. The movements are fantastic. It's a full-blown AP. However, they just don't sell. And you know what? It makes an opportunity for you guys out there if you're searching for a dress watch. Is it going to be as iconic as a Calatrava? No, but it can be a fraction of a price for the same quality in the same precious metal. Pretty hard to beat, isn't it? And now we're going to talk about the Breguet Heritage. The Breguet what? The Heritage. It is the tonneau shape, also known as the Frank Mueller shaped Breguet. Now, this shape has fallen a little out of style recently. I mean, when Frank Mueller, the master of not complicated complications, was hot back in the early 2000s, it was all the rage. But Breguet missed that party by about 12 years. Nice job, Breguet. However, doesn't mean that they're not good watches. Mainly manufacturer Blancpain movements, also known as Frederic Piguet before Swatch Group renamed them. These are really solid, and they come in a variety of complications and metals. Not to mention, I love the new updated sizes. Here's your chance to get a watch that's really the master of complications and that looks like a Frank Buehler, but thank God Frank Buehler had nothing to do with it. Yeah, I know, I'm giving a little shade here. I'm just not a big fan. But as I said, these can be picked up for a fraction of the original price. You've got Breguet's DNA in there. You still have the coin-edged cases, the palm hands, the Breguet numbers. You've got that heritage, and you've got an interesting case shape as well. I kind of like it. I'd wear one happily, and it'll help you stand out from, everybody else who kind of wears a dress watch, particularly if you're in a suit and tie job. And now is probably the most controversial one, because it's one that I don't even particularly like. However, it doesn't mean it's a bad watch, and that is the IWC Da Vinci. They just released a new one this year with the hinge lugs, which harkens back to the Da Vincis of old, even though in the past 10 years, before the original lug Da Vincis and before the remake now, they made these really weird, like, trapezoid-shaped watches. And God knows those didn't sell. And these aren't doing too hot either. In fact, IWC, whose slogan used to be engineered for men, now makes the engineer in a female line as well. I guess they need to branch out. But just because they're not my style doesn't mean they're not a fantastic watch. Particularly the new perpetual calendar, I think it is a hell of a value. And it's unique. And you guys know I love unique. Maybe this type of unique isn't my taste, but there's nothing I hate more than spending a ton of money and having something generic. And if there's one thing this watch isn't, it's generic. The IWC Da Vinci has a ton of personality. And now there's one that you guys may not realize is unpopular. And we're going to talk about Panerai. Particularly this style of Panerai, the Radiomir, the original Radiomir with the wired lugs. When people think Panerai, when I sold Panerai at ADs, everybody wants the Luminor. Nobody gives the Radiomir any love. In fact, I have my Luminor here, and don't get me wrong, it's a great watch, but I think this is 1,000 times cooler. I love my Luminor, but I kind of bought it because, as much of a Panerai guy as I am, I kind of felt like I was forced to own a Luminor or I couldn't be a Panerai guy. But the Radiomir is fantastic. It's basically a pocket watch with wired lugs. It's much thinner, much dressier. It has that wired lug, but still has that big size and personality. Honestly, if there's one watch that I think I could wear every day, it would probably be the Radiomir. It's my favorite Panerai. It's the most versatile. Oh man, and just talking about it, I kind of want another one. And of course, the best thing is they're also the most inexpensive when it comes to their retail price. So top that off with the bigger discounts you get on them, and they're a great deal. Now, yes, this is a generic. Well, no, it's not generic. It's a modified at a $64.97. A lot of you watch guys are going to say that's not great value, and I'm not going to deny it. The movement's not particularly expensive, but a watch is a lot more than its movement, and this one speaks to me, and I had to give the Radiomir a shout out in this video. Now, guys, once again, I'm sorry for my cold, but let me know, what are some underappreciated, worn, and unpopular watches from popular watch brands? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, please don't forget to check out delraywatch.com, my website, where I sell some cool pre-owned watches. That's delraywatch.com, link down below as well. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help. And don't forget to subscribe. That way you don't miss any more content. Fellas, thank you so much for watching another episode of Federico Talks Watches. I hope the next one's going to be a little bit longer. My throat is kind of sore. But I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.